Hey, this is Hayley from Creating Digital Dreams. Today I wanted to talk about who an online business is sort of for, because it's not for everyone. So an online business, you really need to want it. If you go into thinking about an online business with a get rich quick sort of mindset, you're going to give up really quickly. So you need to really want it. And I know that there are some places probably on the internet where they advertise make money super quick, and that attracts people with a get rich quick mindset. And maybe they do make a bit of money super quick, but that is not sustainable, and that's definitely not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about a full-blown online business that you can live off for the rest of your life, where you don't have to answer to a boss ever again. You can work from wherever you want in the world, and you continuously grow your income. You're financially free, geographically free, and live really on your own terms. So we're talking about a serious online business, not a sustainable online business. We're not talking about an unsustainable get rich quick scheme. So that's who it's not for. So again, you really need to want it. And the reason for this is, even though you can make, people have quit their jobs within 6 months to a year of starting an online business. And that's quite quick if you think, comparing it to a traditional business. But not everyone does that. Some people take 2 years, and that's something you really don't want to hear at the start of your journey, that maybe 2 years down the track you'll be able to quit. I didn't mind hearing that, because really that 2 years is going to pass anyway, and in 2 years I can either be in a job, or I could have spent that 2 years building an online business and be free. But you really need to want it because of the time frame. You don't know how long it's going to take you. Everyone learns differently, and everyone has different consistency with their attitude. So it can also be a steep learning curve. So if you're like me, I knew nothing when I first started this whole online thing. And when I had the vision of me working online in my mind at the start, it was literally me just sitting typing on a laptop. The laptop was black. I had no idea what I was typing. This is the vision in my head, because I had no idea what it actually looked like to work online. And obviously that's why I joined SFM, because they lay it out for you step by step, what you need to do. So it can be a steep learning curve if you know nothing, like what you're actually even doing. And this is where all the time comes in. So if you're starting from scratch, and you don't really want it, you're probably going to quit within the first, month or two of learning. So you learn the theory of the information you need to know, basically, to have an online business. And then you need to put it into practice. So this is, if you didn't give up at the start, where you're just learning pure theory, this is definitely where people would give up, because you don't get things perfect if they didn't really want it. You don't get things perfect the first time around, right? So when you put what you've learnt into practice, you then need to test and scale and work out your own vibe and who you really are and how to get your message across. And there's all bunch of things, like if you want to be on video, then you need to get comfortable on video. If you want to write blogs, you need to get good at writing blogs. And of course, you can only do that by putting these things into practice. And if you don't really want it, and you figure out that you're not perfect from the start, you will give up straight away. So I think another great example I wanted to give is, even though it does take a lot of work, it takes a lot of consistency every day to be putting this work in. Once a lot of the work at the start, you got a big chunk of work to do. You've got all the learning, but then you've got to set up your website, you've got to set up your ad, you've got to set up everything. But then once that's sort of set up, it is actually pretty simple what you have to do, depending on what your online business is. But you have to have that consistency. And so a great example for this is, I found it quite easy to do this, even though I've put in a lot of work and there have been some hard days. Someone else who's doing the exact same thing as me might find it extremely hard, and I'll explain why with my example. I heard this on a motivational video. So this guy, I can't remember who I was listening to, sorry, but this guy was going to a musical school when he was younger. He thought he wanted to be a musician. So he got accepted into this school, and all they do is music, right? So he's practicing this music 24/7. It's just music. And he said to his roommate, you know, there's so much practice. Like, I feel like I don't have my life. You know, how do you do all this work? And he said, what do you mean? Like, that's what we're here for. That's like, don't you enjoy it? He said, no, it's so hard to do all this work. And he said, I love it. And that is the difference. So not only do you really need to want it, but if you don't enjoy what you're doing online, it's going to seem so much harder. And I personally, like, you can outsource things after you've learned how to do them. If you really don't enjoy doing a certain aspect of your online business, you can outsource that to someone else. But if you don't enjoy any of it, then it's definitely not for you. Do you know what I mean? And this is why I've found it really easy. Number one, I have a very strong reason why I'm doing this. I want it really bad. Life just seems sort of pointless if I can't live it free. And also, I enjoy it. I enjoy making these videos for you. I enjoy creating my little pages and my website. I enjoy talking to people, and I enjoy sharing the products and services that I use with other people that they could help. So it's been, even though it's been a lot of work, it's been quite easy. So I hope this has given you a little bit of insight of whether you want to start an online business, because it's not right for everyone. And I really wouldn't even consider it if you're, like I said, looking for a get rich quick sort of thing. You don't have a really strong reason why. And if you have tried it before and you really, really didn't enjoy it, then that's probably not, I would not suggest doing it. If you haven't tried it, definitely give it a go, but you have to have your reason why. You have to want it. That's what's going to keep you going. So I hope you have an awesome day out there in the world, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.